You're watching a segment of The Splash, Greater West Bloomfield's news magazine show. Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Jonathan Jackson, and my guests on the show this week are Tyler and Evan Kramer of the D.R.E.A.M Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization located right here in West Bloomfield. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us, Jonathan.
Good afternoon.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you both, and you're, like I said earlier, with the D.R.E.A.M Foundation. And can you tell us, what is that and what is its mission?
Yes, so D.R.E.A.M is our family's 501c3 nonprofit organization, and the word D.R.E.A.M is actually an acronym, and it stands for Diabetes Research and Education Advocates of Michigan. I know it's quite the mouthful, but we thought it was a great fit. So our primary mission is really to raise awareness and educate people in the community, and also raise funds for our partner, which is the University of Michigan Children's Hospital, in order to promote fundraising initiatives and ultimately get a little bit closer to finding a cure for type 1 diabetes.
That's wonderful, guys. Wonderful. And what exactly inspired you to take on this mission and to create this organization, Evan?
Well, the primary inspiration was Tyler when he was diagnosed at the age of 10. It was a reflective period for me, as I grew up in a household where my brother and sister had type 1 diabetes. And at that point, I really wanted to try to make a difference and find ways to keep open communication about the disease, not only within our family, but within the community, to further educate people on what type 1 diabetes is, and to find an easier way for these kids who have been newly diagnosed to cope with the disease.
Exactly. To be at, what was you were 10 years old when you were
Correct.
diagnosed, such a young age, that must have been a lot just to throw at you. Can you tell us a bit about how you processed that and how much your life changed after that?
Yeah, so when I was 10, I had the regular symptoms of type 1 diabetes. I was going to the bathroom a lot, all during the day, during school, and during the nighttime as well. And we just didn't think that was right for a 10-year-old kid to be doing that so often. So we went to the doctors for a regular checkup, and they knew right away. They tested my blood sugar. I was told I had to be in the hospital for the next 3 days and learn the ropes about diabetes, be educated, learn how to check my blood sugar, take insulin, and count my carbohydrates. So those are really all the things that I do on a daily basis. I have a finger prick that checks my blood sugar at the time, usually several times a day when I wake up, before I go to bed, and before and after meals as well. So really throughout the entire day. So the main routine is what I do is I count my carbohydrates in order to counteract the sugar in the foods that I eat. So luckily I do have an insulin pump that does all these calculations for me, and I really just enter the amount of carbohydrates that I eat in each meal. It calculates the amount of insulin units to give me, and it goes in automatically into my pump site, which I have on.
Wow,
so
that's a huge change in your life. I mean, that had to just... I mean, sports, if you were on to play sports or anything, active-wise, you really had to be careful in what you could do, I'm sure.
Yeah, it definitely was a challenge and quite the big change growing up, but, I've gotten a little bit more used to it over the years, and I just do anything that I really want to do right now. So it doesn't have too big of an impact on me, I'd say.
But it's still a big part of who you are, and that
Definitely.
you learn to really cope with it, and that's great. That's really great. Yeah.
One of our biggest initiatives was to make sure diabetes didn't affect what Tyler wanted to do. So all along, my wife coined a phrase, let's try to find a way to say yes. So, Dad, I want to have ice cream. Dad, I want to play soccer. Dad, I want to go on a sleepover. We would find a way to accommodate that.
Yeah, to give you that same experience that all other kids have, just despite, the diagnosis, you can still have a normal life. And that's great. That's a great message to promote. I think also, too, that I like about the D.R.E.A.M Foundation is it's having an impact here, I think, in our community. And Evan, can you talk a bit about how much you've seen it grow these past few years?
Sure. As a matter of fact, the D.R.E.A.M Foundation, through its fundraising efforts, has donated a very specialized camera for lab use at the University of Michigan Mott Children's Hospital.
Oh, okay.
We've also donated money toward their lab research. We've recently been very blessed with a very large donation. We have a grant for $250,000 that we're utilizing the new telehealth methodology through the University of Michigan.
Okay.
So that families with children of type 1 who may live in a rural area and are unable to see their local pediatric endocrinologist can use the telehealth laptops provided by D.R.E.A.M to have regularly scheduled doctor visits to monitor their health and their all-important monitoring of their blood glucose levels or their A1Cs.
Okay. And now, Tyler, can you tell us a little bit, too, about how people, if they want to help out with the D.R.E.A.M Foundation, how can they do so? And to support or maybe donate?
Yeah, definitely. Well, of course, I'd have to say our website is the main spot where we keep everything of access to the community, dreamforacure.com. We also have a monthly newsletter that we send out to our email list. If they want to contact us to join that, we have fundraisers every now and then where we love to get the community involved, and even support programs in the past that we have done to get the community aware of our foundation. So there are multiple ways to become involved and just learn more about D.R.E.A.M and ultimately learn more about type 1 diabetes and how you can help in the community.
That's great, guys. That's great. Now, before we wrap up, a quick note. You guys are West Bloomfield residents. You live here in our area. And what do you guys do as a family here that you enjoy? Even, despite the diagnosis, you're still, like you say, finding ways to say yes. What do you enjoy being around in our community?
Yeah, well, quite frankly, I don't have too many restrictions with having diabetes. We like to enjoy boating, bike rides in the community, attending sporting events, whether it's downtown or even family sporting events. And we also like to participate in giving back to the community, which doesn't always have to be involved with diabetes either. So just about anything a normal West Bloomfield family would love to do, you can count us in.
All right, I love it. Well, the boating especially, because there's plenty of lakes and plenty of water, and it's getting warmer, right?
Definitely.
Well, I'm so glad to have you guys on the show today, and also happy birthday to you, Tyler. I know your birthday's
Thank
coming
you,
up,
Jonathan.
so
Yes.
thank you again for that, or congrats for that. So thanks again, guys.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Appreciate it.
All right, everyone. Well, once again, Tyler and Evan Kramer with the D.R.E.A.M Foundation. And if you'd like to make a donation or support their organization, then please visit their website at dreamforacure.com and click on their donation tab. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching a segment of The Splash. To catch the entire show or other segments, watch us on Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T Channel 99. Or look us up online at thesplash.tv and listen to us on WBLD 89.3, the all-new Lakes FM.